In today's video, you're going to learn a very simple 3-step breathing exercise that's going to help us clear our chests. We're also going to cover off what is phlegm, what is mucus, and what are the benefits of clearing our chests. If you are a wheezer, if you have a cough, if you have a cold, or you're worried about getting a chest infection, this is the video for you. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video as I share with you the breathing exercise to safely remove phlegm from our chests and avoid chest infections. In this video, I'm going to cover off a very simple 3-step exercise to clear phlegm from our chests. But before I do, let's talk about the differences between phlegm and mucus. When you blow your nose, you're typically blowing out mucus. And when you cough something up, you're typically coughing up phlegm. It's important to say here, if you're feeling under the weather, you're not feeling right, or you're worried you've got a chest infection, go and see a doctor. Okay, so what is mucus? Well, mucus is a liquid and a lubricant that protects our eyes, our nose, our throat, and our lungs. Phlegm is more related to disease. Phlegm contains mucus, but it also contains viruses and bacteria. And so if it's something that we cough up, it's not something that we want to swallow again. When phlegm sits in our chest for too long, it can cause chest infections. Our body usually does a good job of helping us cough up that phlegm. It's the impulse to get that out. But this exercise today is going to help our bodies along. If something's sitting there, we get it out because we don't want things sitting there too long. I just want to talk a little bit about the belly and diaphragmatic breathing, because with this exercise, when it becomes most potent, most powerful, is if we're not shallow chest breathing, but we're actually breathing deep into the stomach. Now, for most of us, that can be quite weird, myself included. If we suck our guts in, we stuck our stomachs in, because we're so kind of used to that society. It's a whole other topic by itself. But what we want to do is we want to get that belly moving, that diaphragm moving. So when we're doing the breathing and breathing in, we don't want to be, this is no good. What we want to be doing is, so you can put one hand on your stomach, it can really help to over-exaggerate the breathing into the belly. And when you breathe out, you can suck the gut in at the same time. So let's talk a bit about step 1. So step 1 is going to be in through the nose, using the stomach. We're going to hold for 3 seconds. We're going to go in, hold for 1, 2, 3. And then breathe out gently through the nose. This is just to relax us, and we can do this up to 5 times. I'll take you through it. Okay, so step 1, in, put your hand on the belly. Go at your own pace. Some people might get a bit lightheaded doing it at that speed, they might want to slow it down. But I find about 5 breaths, I already feel a bit more relaxed, started to move things around a little bit, and I just find around 5 breaths like that, especially with the hold, it just starts the process off. So we'll move now into step 2. So what step 2 is, it's a build on step 1. We're going to go in through the nose, using the belly. We're going to hold for 3 seconds. But then we're going to blow out through the mouth. Again, it's just going to start things to be shifted. So let's go through, we'll do 5 together. So in through the nose. And really suck the gut in as you breathe out. do 2 more. Why is it when you want to record something, the guys are outside cutting the grass, somebody's strimming, the dog's gone out to bark, someone's decided to play some rap music? I guess that's just part of life, isn't it? And the breathing helps center us so we don't get too stressed by these things. Okay, so step 3, the hoof. Okay, I don't know why I'm enjoying saying the word hoof so much today, but it's the hoof. So what's the hoof? You might have heard the description of blowing fog onto a mirror. Yeah? We're going to really emphasise that, and as we breathe in through the nose and hold, we're going to really force everything out. And if you've got any loose phlegm sitting there, then get your tissue ready. However, what I've noticed sometimes with this exercise is it doesn't always happen straight away. So you might do this thing, oh, nothing came up, but I still feel really chesty. But then a little bit later on, things can start to move. It's all about just shifting and disturbing. And we don't want to cause a cough. You know, the cough's the thing we don't want to cause. So by doing the hoof, it kind of just loosens and gets things propelled upwards a little bit. Let me demonstrate. So we're going to go in with the belly, we're going to hold, and then we're going to breathe out with the hoof. And you can really keep that going as long as you can. And if you've got something loose there, which I don't have right now, then things can start to come up. So again, I suggest doing this around 5 times, but see what works best for you. Let's do a couple more together. So we're going to go in with the belly through the nose. I'm not sure if the mic's picking up, but there's definitely a little gargle going on there. Something's bubbling, it's moving. We'll do one more. So again, belly, always the belly, stick that belly out. And you can just keep going as long as there's no more air coming out. And again, 5 times, it's enough. You can do this in the morning, you can do this in the evenings. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to give you some tips and tricks of other things you can do to shift phlegm from your chest. So number 1, these have worked really well for me in the past, is have a hot shower. So in the morning, have a hot shower, get as much steam in through the nose, out through the nose. You know, you can close the window in the bathroom, get some nice steam going, put the extractor fan on afterwards. But you know, let's get some steam in there and it just starts to shift things. I also recommend having a big glass of water first thing in the morning. And you can put some pink Himalayan sea salt in there or some Celtic salt. You can find those sort of things on Amazon, just to give you some minerals. Again, whole different topic, but a big glass of liquid, big glass of water. Get that water in, because what you tend to find in the mornings is you're a bit dehydrated. You know, you're probably not having to drink for around 8 hours if you've had a good night's sleep. And during that time, you've lost some liquids through sweat and natural breathing and all that sort of stuff. And what you tend to find with the phlegm is it's a bit stickier, it's a bit thicker. So what I recommend is have a big glass of water. That'll hydrate you. Hot drinks work really well as well. So simplest drinks in the world, boil the kettle, add a squeeze of lemon, add a bit of honey to that, stir that around. That can help just shift the phlegm as well. And then the final thing for me is like a nice hot shower. So if you did those 3 things, you just get yourself into a really good place that if you were then to do the breathing exercise, you're giving yourself a really great chance of kind of shifting some phlegm off your chest. So when's the best time to do this exercise? Well, I think first thing in the morning after you've had your drink, you've had your hot drink and your cold drink, and you've had your hot shower. I also think it works quite well in the evening. If you're feeling a bit chesty before bed, you can do this exercise, but I'd give it a little bit of time before bed, maybe half an hour, because if you have disturbed it, you probably don't want to be lying down straight away. You might want to get some of that stuff that's off your chest. Some other tips from me would be avoid caffeine, avoid alcohol when you're feeling like this and you've got a really phlegmy chest, because they're going to just dehydrate you, and really you want to stay nice and hydrated and healthy. And the last thing I would say is, I know this is easier said than done when you're not feeling particularly well, you've got a cold or a cough, but getting a good night's sleep. So what are my tips for that? Well, that's things that you've probably heard before, but really do make a difference. You know, no screens before bed, a couple of hours, read a book, listen to a podcast, listen to Audible. Maybe you can use some candlelight if it's a safe environment to do that, and, you know, get a little bit of red light therapy from that, and just try and unwind for bed. Don't get yourself too stimulated. Alcohol doesn't help. It might let us go to sleep initially, but it's going to dehydrate us. We're also going to lose some of that precious REM sleep and stage 4 sleep, which is so important for healing and health. So although it's tempting to have a glass of wine or a beer before bed because it might help us get off, it's a short-term thing that isn't helping us long-term. So they're my tips. Go back and practice the exercise. Let us know below how you found it. What I would also say is we've got a ton of exercises on this channel, so go back through the back catalogue and see what you like. We've got loads of podcasts now. We're breathing experts from around the planet, so go and check the breath cast out. And thank you so much for watching Take a Deep Breath, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.